Hi everyone, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Thursday, the 30th of May, 2019. I don't know what deck this is. I've got it in one of my tarot bags. I haven't used it in a while. So let the mystery begin. Let's have a look at what these cards want you to be aware of today and what energy you'll be working with. Justice, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Eight of Cups. Now, in astrology, the moon represents what makes you feel at ease and comfortable. And in the tarot, it often represents fear and seeing things at night and having your vision distorted by the light of the moon because it's not clear and it casts shadows where during the daytime there are no shadows, and it makes things seem more frightening and difficult. And we've got two moons here, so there may be an element of perception that's a little bit off. So just be aware of this today. Before I even look at the cards, just beginning the day, going into the day, realize that your perception of situations aren't always on point. You're not always right, and the way you see things is really changeable. It's like sand in the wind. Sometimes, some days you look at a situation or a person in your life and you adore them and you love them and everything is perfect. And then the next day you look at them and you just resent them and just find them irritating and annoying just for absolutely no reason, except that something in the wind has kind of blown in and changed your attitude. And there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's a matter of perception, and they are temporary. Nothing lasts. This too will pass, so be aware of that before you make any. This is my segue, see, very stylishly done. This is justice. Justice is a sword that comes down and that makes a decision. Don't exact justice in your life today based on your perception, because when you make decisions out of fear, you create circumstances which are made up of fear and which are filled with fear and therefore generate more fear. The Justice card is the 11th card of the major arcana. 11 in numerology is about service. It's the master number of service. And it's about being helpful to other people. It's about being a humanitarian. In astrology, 11 is Aquarius. So it's about communicating and using your intellectual capacities to teach, to help others, and to kind of anticipate their needs before other people even need and realize that they are in need of certain things. Now here we've got a crane or a stork, and it's on this icy cliff, and there are giant waves kind of putting it in danger, and it's standing there and it's shouting up at the universe saying, justice, justice. It's almost like, why is there no justice in the world? It's almost like not going gently into that night, it's kind of a cry for fairness. And even though it's an animal and animals don't think that way, I think the way, or what I'm feeling by looking at this card, is someone who's desperately shouting at the universe saying, why is this happening? Why is there no rhyme or reason to the world? Why are these waves coming in? Why am I out in the cold when I could be somewhere else that is easy and effortless, and I could be with my other half and we could have little baby cranes. And why does everything have to be so turbulent? Why is life not fair? The next card is the Ten of Pentacles, and that is the epitome of life being wonderful and solid. You have your soulmates, you have the little children, you have all of the money and security and safety you need. You've got this little rabbit hole there, and you've got your home, and everyone's cozy and comfortable, and you've got exactly what you need. And the moon casts its light onto the whole scene. The sun is setting there, you can see the stars, and they don't look happy. They look zombified. They look like something, they're anticipating something. They're anticipating something dreadful that's going to happen. So maybe the predators come out at night. Maybe they are hunted by other animals during the night, and as they see the moon rising, they're both looking at the moon and saying, okay, the day is over, let's go in and huddle up and be safe together. Now, the Ten of Pentacles is really the highest number, or the top card in the suit of Pentacles. And Pentacles is about money, your daily routine, physical safety, your body, anything to do with the real world. And the Ten of Pentacles is a gate card. Same here, although, is it a rabbit hutch? Is that what they're called? It doesn't really lead anywhere except into the ground, and they're safe there. So usually it's a card that says you have stability and security and wonderful, loving relationships and the money to have a beautiful celebration, and you can travel, and there are generations of people who love each other and have children, and then they have children, and you can be a grandparent and see the security in your life. Here there's an element of threat. So even if you have everything that you could have in the physical world, it doesn't exclude you from being afraid. Finally, the Eight of Cups. Again, under the light of the moon, the Eight of Cups, we've got this fish in the water here. Things are going downstream, and the fish is jumping up, and it's fighting against the current, and it doesn't want to go where life leads it. There may be something happening today that's frightening, that you don't want to accept, that makes you feel like you want to rally against the universe and say, why is this happening? I don't agree with this. This does not help me. This doesn't help anybody. I have no choice here. Whatever I choose and decide is going to end up harming someone. If I swim upstream, I may become exhausted and die. But if I go downstream, there's a huge waterfall that I may not survive. So I'm in a difficult situation either way. We have everything we've worked for our whole lives, and every night we still need to be afraid. I'm supposed to live in a kind of swampy area and go fishing, and I've been put on the top of a mountain in the snow, and how on earth do you expect me to survive? It's circumstances that are out of your control, and it's that sense of resistance that, do you know what, I've done everything I can to make life good. I've tried to protect my children. I have tried to go in my own direction and follow the path that life has laid out for me. And I have tried to do the best I can. And still, I'm completely out of my depth. I am in danger. I have no idea whether I'm going to get through this. And I'm angry about it and I'm afraid. And this is the kind of day where you have no control and where life really takes over, and whatever you do, you are not going to come out of it unscathed. And it's the title of a 90s film called Reality Bites. So part of this reality biting is actual circumstances putting you in a difficult situation that may infuriate you and may cause you to not accept what is going on and to rally against it. But on the other hand, remember what I said at the beginning, this is all a matter of perception. What if it's as easy as taking off and flying or jumping or taking a leap, and at the bottom, next to this rock, there is a beautiful, wonderful, warm swamp with infinite amounts of food, but we don't see that because all we see is the mountaintop, and this crane was put up there, got lost somehow, maybe it got swept up in this tornado and has been put there, but all it needs to do is jump down and it's back where it belongs. We don't know that. We don't see outside of this tiny little picture. So it could be much easier than you realize. If you weren't so busy yelling at the sky saying, how could you do this to me? And if you actually looked around and said, well, okay, we are in the situation, which is acceptance. So accept what's happening. It doesn't matter if it's fair or not. If I get angry and outraged, it isn't going to change the reality. I've got to accept what is for what it is. We're in danger. There is a strong current. There's snow and lots of wind. I can't snap my fingers and make any of those things go away. I have to accept them. Accept them, look around, and see if there's a way out. Accept that things are dangerous. Find a way to block the entrance to the home so that you can have a night's sleep. Look around to see if you can go downstream, and if there's a fork in the river, one which is safer, and you can jump into that one and save yourself from certain destruction and death. It's perception, not letting fear get to you, and certainly not being angry and blaming others, but using your intellect, all of your experiences, to make do with what you've got, to squint, in a sense, to see as much as you possibly can, and to simply save yourself. It's a day where you have to use your smarts and be cunning and pay attention rather than be outraged and say, oh, isn't life unfair? Because life is unfair. Newsflash. Yeah, you can laugh or you can cry. But on days like this, you can really go under. Because if you go, how dare I be treated this way? I am not going to tolerate that. You put yourself into a situation where you're swept up and blown away and you're hit against a rock, and you can really get yourself in a dangerous position. Or, I don't accept that we need to hide out in this hole here. Why should we hide? Let's just stay out all night and one of the kids gets picked off. Why should I have to fight against this current? I'm just gonna go and let it happen, and then you hit your head against a brick and that's the end of you as a fish. So there is a genuine danger here. But if you want to keep going, you need to recognize that, one, you've got no control over the external circumstances. Two, accepting them is going to help you. And three, finding a way out even though it's not fair, is your best opportunity, is your best chance. 11 and 10 is 21, and 8 is 29. 2 and 9 is 11. 11 is the master number of service. So by finding your way through this, you help other people because you find yourself in a situation that you could have never planned for because all you're doing is trying to get to the shore to survive. And you may find the love of your life on this shore, or you may be of service to someone else who doesn't know how to save themselves, but they watch you and they follow your example and they also survive because of that. So you have no idea why this is being thrown at you. And rather than try and figure it out today, go with the flow, do your best to get through this temporary situation. And in hindsight, you'll realize that you have helped yourself and you've helped other people in the process. So what seems like a terrible thing actually turns out to be a good thing. That's the annoying and terribly frustrating thing about life. We don't know what's good and bad for us. Things we celebrate, like getting into university, can often be the worst thing because you're doing a course for 3 years, which is absolutely useless. Or losing a filling, which is like, oh, why have I lost another filling? This is bad. You go to the dentist and in the waiting room, you meet the love of your life. We don't know what is good and bad. So go with the flow. Try and not upset yourself and connect and stay calm, take a breath, have faith and trust that things are going exactly the way they should. Pay attention and realize that this is temporary. It's not going to be like this forever. Have a great day. It's certainly going to be interesting. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to order your reading. I use tarot, astrology, and numerology in my personal readings, and I can answer any questions you may have. So if you would like a reading with me, then go to gregoryscott.com, order your reading there. Have a wonderful Thursday, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.